to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Guns, self-defense, concealed carry. This is the Patriot Defense Podcast. From the war room in Idaho's high desert, here's your host, Todd Echols.
And we are back once again into Sunday afternoon, and we are tucked away in the war room somewhere in the high desert of southern Idaho. And when I say we, I mean me. And I do have to start this off with apologizing. Last weekend, no podcast. And, you know, I come up with every excuse in the book, and it's well, I've got every excuse in the book. I tell you what, it's slowed down a little on the instructor front, and that's okay. That's fine. And I've had to go and do some odds and ends to kind of make, keep the bills paid, keep everyone happy. It is Christmas, a lot of extra bills, a lot of stuff coming up, trying to make Christmas good for the family. So I would appreciate you guys understanding that I didn't get one out last weekend. And today's is going to be, I'm kind of a little later. I usually do it on a Saturday afternoon. Tonight, today it's Sunday evening. And I will say, you almost didn't get one this weekend as well. I'm not going to quit doing the podcast. I'm going to keep doing them. I'm going to try to do them every weekend. But occasionally, life gets in the way. And like I said, bills have to be paid. And I get to burn a candle at both ends, go in a couple different directions. And so I apologize. If that upsets you, if that affects you as a subscriber, then, like my good buddy, the old Cajun cowboy says, I'll give you your money back. I'll give you your money back that you pay to subscribe to this podcast. Double, what does he say? Double your money back. Double your money back. Yeah, that's what you're going to get from me. Double your money back if you're upset with me for missing a podcast. But I don't know. I think I got some diehard subscribers, listeners, and so you guys know life gets busy. In fact, I would imagine life is busy for you as well. I don't have any great direction for this evening's podcast. I've been really busy this week, but I'm kind of a gun instructor turned plumber turned floor installer turned remodeler turned house flipper. That's kind of where I'm at this point. So if you guys can understand. So I will say this. I will talk about some stuff I did this week. I've got a little money, and I haven't bought myself a gun in a while. I know we've had this conversation before, and I threw it up on the Patriot Defense Facebook page. You can check it out there if you like. But I don't really know what to buy. I want to buy a firearm, and I don't know what to buy. I've thought about the 10 millimeter, and that seems like that still could happen. But that new Smith & Wesson 10 mil was intriguing, right? It was intriguing when I first saw the video, and now that I haven't been able to get my hands on one right away, it hasn't been that intriguing to me anymore. In fact, the place I ordered, I've kind of got one on order to a certain extent, kind of got my name on one when it comes in. I don't even think the place I ordered it I've talked to them, and I don't think they actually remember that I ordered one. They looked at me kind of funny when I was talking to them about it the other day. So I'm kind of free to buy whatever I want, I think, at this point, and I just don't know what to do. I don't buy a lot of guns. Literally, I've been doing this for about almost 9 years now, and I probably got 6, maybe 7 handguns. And I know everyone, when I first started doing this, they would be like, well, you can go buy a gun with every class. Well, I probably could go buy a firearm with every permit class I ran, but I don't. I've got the guns that I have. I use them. I buy the ones that I want to carry, and I buy the ones that I need for class. The 22s, the 380 EZs, that kind of thing. I buy guns for necessity, right? It's because I need them. I don't, besides my VP9, I've never bought a gun that is like a Safe Queen or one that's just kind of fun that, just to get out and shoot and put back in the safe. And I went to the gun store, a couple gun stores actually, last week. I just couldn't find anything that excited me. I mean, I don't know. I looked at some revolvers, I looked at some semi-autos, and frankly, the technology anymore, in my mind, is all the same. It's all the same. Nothing seems different. Nothing seems interesting. Now, I threw up this little poll, asked a little question on Facebook, and I got lots of good suggestions, right? 10 millimeter, and that still is a possibility. And then someone threw out the CZ75. So I kind of looked into the CZ75 a little bit. Now, that's a pretty slick little gun. It's like a double action deal, So I'm used to the striker fire. Do I want to mess with that? Do I want to mess with that gun? Seems like a nice gun. I've talked to a few people that really enjoy them, but do I want to go down that road? I don't know, man. I just don't know. I wouldn't mind getting my hands on the CZ Shadow Systems, but then again, that's a pretty good little price jump there, and I'm not sure if I'm ready to spend that kind of money on that. But I don't know what to get. I need some suggestions. Comment, get a hold of me. Go on Facebook. Check out that post and then put your ideas down there, because frankly, I'm falling short. And the longer I wait to purchase the gun, the less chance the money's going to be there to purchase that gun, because, stuff's going to come up. Something's going to break down. I'm going to have to buy targets. I'm going to have to pay for, range insurance. Something will happen. And I kind of want to buy a new gun. I mean, should I look for like a Chiappa Rhino? Should I get one of those? That's an odd little revolver. I've shot one. I don't know how practical they are, but they're fun to shoot. I mean, should I find like a Desert Eagle? I mean, should I get a monster caliber revolver? I guess what I really need is to find a gun show. I think the gun shows are done here for the season, but I need to find a gun show, and then I could probably find something there to spend some money on, I would imagine. Some oddball deal. And I don't want a rifle. I want a handgun of some kind, and I don't know if I want a novelty. I don't know what I want. I need some direction. That's why I got married, is so I could get direction in my life. I could have someone make all the hard choices for me, but my wife is not helping me out when it comes to this. She's just not. So she doesn't care if I go buy a gun. I just don't know what to go buy. I need help. I see all kinds of guns that come into my class, the Hellcats, the Shields, the this, the that. I even like the Canic, and I thought about a Canic, but I've got the gun I want to carry. Why do I need a freaking Canic? I mean, hell, I've got 2 VP9s. I like them so much. Why do I need a freaking Canic? They're good guns. They got good triggers, but do I really need one? I mean, I personally don't believe in, unless I got different things that I'm doing. I essentially carry one gun. I carry my HK VP9. I've got it the way I like it, and that's the one that I carry. I go running, I'll carry, that Kel-Tec P3AT. If I'm up in the woods, it might be the LCR, the Ruger LCR, in 357, just depending on where I'm going. Other than that, I don't like to, there's nothing wrong with it. I know there's some listeners out there that are going, hey, I cycle through all my carry guns all the time. That's great, and that works for you. I'm just not about it. I just want to be comfortable. I'd be really good with the one that I have, know it inside and out, and that's the way it sits. So, I don't know. I'll keep you guys updated on the dilemma. I just don't know. What to get. Honestly, I really don't. I didn't ever think I'd have this problem. Maybe I just won't buy a gun. Maybe I'll just go buy more ammo. I don't know. I actually came across a pretty good source for 380 ammo, and I do have a couple 380s, and I use them a lot in my classes. I don't necessarily carry the little 380 when I'm running, right? But I don't shoot a lot of 380, but it's nice to have 200 or 300 rounds. And I think over the last couple of weeks, I've amassed about 500-600 rounds of 380. So I'm pretty excited about that. Kind of set up for classes next year. Kind of in, like I said, we're in a little bit of a lull right now. But after Christmas, after everyone gets their firearms, I think we'll probably pick back up. And I know I had like 3 random calls about classes today, which is great. I set up some classes. Perfect. They were just kind of an odd time to call right before Christmas. But hey, I'll take what I can get, honestly. Trying to think of any news things that have actually gone down this week. I know that I read another article about the shooting on that movie set Rust, with old Yeah, whatever his name is, I can't even think of that actor's name anymore. But he's actually, there's a lawsuit against him saying that he was very unsafe with the firearm. Obviously, he was, and that when he actually shot that person and the gun actually discharged, he wasn't even in a scene where he needed to discharge that firearm. Here's the way it's, they're going to twist this any which direction that they can figure out, right? They're going to try to get that guy off. They're going to try to get that guy off of any charges. Why? Because he's a Hollywood celebrity. That's what it's going to be, right? He's got lots of money to fight this. But it's amazing. The whole thing is amazing. Here's the thing. He broke the safety rules. He didn't check the gun properly when it was handed to him. He put his finger on the trigger when even though he says that he didn't, that gun fired itself. His finger was never on the trigger, yada, yada, yada. I don't know, man. I hope Alec Baldwin goes down for this. I don't know that it's going to happen, though. I honestly don't. So that's my little rantings on that. Let's talk about, so if you're a Patreon member, and if not, you should join Patreon, and I'll put a link there. It's like $5 a month, and you can get some videos and stuff that I put out there. There's not a whole lot of content yet, but I'm fixing to get a lot more out there as we go. But I've been putting some content on there talking about how to, the correct grip, trigger press, talk about trigger reset. We talk about follow through. And I have a gal that's been taking a class from me, and she was here today, and we were talking about trigger reset, but we're also talking about how to shoot multiple shots. And one of the things you do when you shoot multiple shots is it's good to train in what we call rhythm. The body likes rhythm. Rhythm makes sense to your brain. It makes sense to your body. So we were talking about this, and we're talking about going out and shooting. 1,000. Bang, 2 1,000, bang, 3 1,000, bang, 4 1,000, bang, that kind of thing. Come up with a rhythm and learn how to shoot multiple shots. But to do that, you need to master follow through. Follow through being that you hold through the shot. You're not looking for the shot. You're holding all the correct stance, grip, you name it, through the shot. A lot of people will take that first shot and they will drop the gun and look over the gun. And you don't want to do that because that's not follow through. It's just like in golf. You wouldn't go to tee off and take the swing, and as soon as your club hits the golf ball, stop your swing dead. You're not going to do that. You need to follow through. Hit that ball, swing the club back up and over your opposite shoulder. So it might be my left shoulder. That's follow through. And the same thing with shooting, right? But to master quick shots, you also need to master trigger reset. And one of the ways that I teach trigger reset or one of the ways that I talk about trigger reset, and a lot of people will show me, or I'll show them, is you can dry fire the gun. You can take a gun, make sure it's unloaded, no ammo in it at all. You can dry fire the gun. Squeeze that trigger. It's going to dry fire, so squeeze that trigger, bang. Keep that trigger depressed back, rack the slide, then let off the trigger till you hear the click. That's the trigger reset. You don't have to completely take your finger off that trigger in between shots, because then if you go to hit that trigger again, you're going to end up slapping that trigger. You just want to come out as far as reset, and you're back on that wall ready for a quick follow-up shot. That is what trigger reset is, okay? But when we teach it, when I teach it, find it, click. Hear that? You hear it. You can also feel it. You hear that? That's trigger reset. And a lot of people will do some shots like that. Some actually live fire. We'll put one round in, and we'll go bang, click. They're on the reset. Okay, fired again. Bang, click. They're on the reset. And we'll do that over and over and over again, right? So you're learning where your reset is. Then you need to learn how to speed up from there. So you need to be able to find reset mid-cycle. As that slide is cycling or mid-shot, you need to find that reset. And a lot of times people will get trained to listen for the reset. Okay. Well, now you've got to kind of feel for the reset to the point of where you know where that reset is. So as you're firing, it's bang, it's bang, and you're on reset. Bang, you're on reset. Press that trigger, and as soon as you break the shot, you find reset. You're not pausing and waiting. Break the shot, press the trigger, break the shot, on reset. press the trigger, break the shot, on reset. You're ready to go, and you're ready for that follow-up shot. And then you start stringing them together. You press the trigger, break the shot, reset. So I'm trying to speed this up a little bit. Press the trigger, break the shot, reset. Press the trigger, break the shot, reset. See what you're doing? You're speeding it up. You're doing it all mid-shot, mid-cycle. That's what you need to do. You learn how to do that so you're quicker at it, okay? Some people really struggle with that. So it's a slow is smooth, smooth is fast type of thing. So you have to be real careful because you can actually train in a bad habit where you're always bang, pause, wait, find, reset, click, bang, and you see, many seconds go by in between shots. You don't want that. You now have to learn how to speed it up, how to feel for it. You're not going to hear it if you're coming to reset mid-cycle of the gun. You're not going to necessarily hear the reset. It's not going to be audible. You're going to feel it. You're going to feel it. You're going to feel it. Then all of a sudden, you're going to know on that gun exactly where that trigger is, or exactly where that trigger reset is or trigger prep is. And once you do that, you can start stringing your shots together, and you can shoot a lot quicker, a lot faster, that kind of stuff. So something to think about there. And I don't know if you want more of an in-depth. I know it's a little different when I'm explaining this through just audio, right? I got all the fancy equipment in here. I don't have the YouTube live going right now. So this is all just audio. You're just hearing this. But if you want to take a look at it, man, if you go over to Patreon, like I said, it's $5 a month, you can check out some of these videos. And I would like to start kind of a community over there and get it to where you guys can say, hey, I'm gonna put up some videos, but you guys can say, hey, look, I'm new to shooting. I'd love a video like this. And maybe it's already up there, or maybe I could say, oh, I'll make a video for you, and I'll throw one up there. Because if you have that question, someone else may have that question. As long as I can make videos of it, I'll put it up there, and we can talk about it and kind of, how to help you out a little bit. And another cool thing with the Patreon is if you sign up for Patreon, and we're running out of time, but if you, excuse me, if you sign up for Patreon before and get signed up before or by the end of the year, you get put into a drawing for a free lifetime Patriot membership to Front Sight over in Nevada. Pahrump, Nevada, I believe. And so you get put in for that free lifetime membership, Patriot membership. It's like worth $5,000. And if you can go, I'm try to throw a link up there. If you go and you get signed up for that, or if you get put into a raffle and you win that, you can go and you can check out all the different classes and stuff that you're able to take within that Patriot membership. Now, once again, the only thing you have to do to be entered to that raffle is to sign up for a Patreon account. It's $5. It's not much. $5 a month. It's not much. You sign it up. They just pull it out every month. You don't even have to think about it. If you want to do that, that's great. It's one way you could help support the podcast. It does cost a little bit of money to put this on. It's not horrible, but it does cost a little bit of money. And I love doing the podcast, and I love chatting with you guys. I know the last couple of weeks you're probably not thinking, so where's the content? Where's the content? There was no show. I got to travel for Christmas, Todd. I need some shows. Well, here's one today. It's going to be kind of short, and then you're going to have. Hopefully, I'll try to get another one out this week. And I apologize for last weekend, but man, life happens. Life happens. What else? What else can I bring up this episode? I may have covered everything. My mind's busy with putting in flooring and, like I said, plumbing issues and all kinds of fun stuff that I'm doing on the side to help me survive. It's a funny thing when I'm just talking here, guys. That's it. I'm just talking. So it's a funny thing when you're an instructor. Most firearms instructors do it on the side. And I did it on the side for many years. And it was great. It was a great little addition, right? But most of them actually have a day job. So I've been doing this for a few years as my full-time job, and I've had to pick up little odds and end jobs here or there, and I think overall it's working out. My bills are being paid, and it's working out. But every now and then I get kind of sucked into where I gotta do a few more side jobs to to kind of keep the bills paid and keep the collectors from the front door. So that's what I've been doing, and I appreciate your understanding with not having a podcast last week. I do want to talk about one more thing, and I tell you what, if not all the listeners are from Idaho or in this area, but I tell you what, go find someplace that has what we call a shooting simulator. I've got one, and it's a lot of fun. In fact, I had a listener come out the other day. James, or Magnum is what we call him. He came out the other day, and I was giving him kind of a tour of the shooting simulator. And he's done something on it that I've actually wanted people to do for a little while. But the people that I've had running through the simulator are new enough that they maybe don't know how to draw a firearm. But he went ahead and holstered up. And he holstered up one of the simulator guns, and he took that for a spin. And he did a bunch of timed challenges where he actually had to draw from the holster. And we were in there for about, 45 minutes or so, and we both had a blast. Him especially, he's the one that was running, but we had a lot of fun running him. I mean, tell you what, it's a great way to learn to draw and shoot the simulator, and you're not burning up a bunch of ammo. And once you can master clearing your cover garment, once you can master the safe draw, because it's going to be the exact same draw you use with your loaded firearm. Once you can master that, then you can go outside and go ahead and burn through some live rounds. But man, you don't have to burn through as many, because you can learn a lot of the skill work needed inside on that shooting simulator. James actually, it's a great learning platform, and you can get pretty serious with it. But James loved it. He calls it an adult arcade. And essentially, that's kind of what it is, but it's a fun way to hone your skills and to work on your skills. And I know everyone that I've ever actually had jump on the simulator has absolutely loved it. So in the meantime, though, I'm preparing for a new set of women's shooting academies. I got the Beginners Academy almost all the way full. And the advanced ones is partially full. I still got plenty of spots left. I'm still selling gift certificates for those and any other classes someone might want for Christmas. So it's one of those things. I don't, even if you're not in the area, if you're out of states or even in a different country, and let's say you're buying a firearm for your loved one, you know what? Look into getting them a class as well, especially if they're brand new, especially if they've never handled a gun before, or it's been a long time, or what have you. If you buy them a gun, get them a class. I bet you can look up a local instructor, and you can have them print off a gift certificate or something, or you just take your loved one and you just buy them a class, whether it be a safety class, whether it be to a learn to draw from the holster class, something. I tell you what, firearm is great. Knowledge on how to use that firearm or a firearm is even better. In fact, look at me. Maybe I need to do what I'm preaching to you guys. Maybe instead of buying a firearm, I just need to take my money and go get myself another class. Go take another class somewhere. Even instructors need to go and take classes. I did that last year. I've done it a few years, but last year was a really good class I went and took. And I tell you what, I took it, and it actually helped me learn how to instruct differently, instruct different ways, explain things differently. It made me a better person, made me a better instructor. And like I said, knowledge, you can't really put a price tag on knowledge. Knowledge is key, man, especially when it comes to firearms. I've seen quite a few stories. I can't repeat them verbatim. But I've seen quite a few stories over the last couple weeks have come out where kids got a hold of a handgun. They got a hold of a handgun and they ended up shooting their friends, or they found it laying out their parents' house, right? People need to be educated. They need to be able to lock those firearms up. They need to be safe. And I tell you what, if you've got firearms in your home and you have kids in your house, right? Talk to them about firearms. Teach them about gun safety. Get them in a gun safety class. Whatever you need to do it. And have them, be a part of going out and shooting. Get them a proper gun to shoot. Don't hand them too big of a caliber or some monster rifle to shoot. And then when it kicks them or hurts them or knocks them down, you and your buddies laugh and put it on, YouTube or TikTok. That's absolutely ridiculous. That's not responsible. Get them something that fits them. Teach them the safety. Let them shoot with your supervision, right? And as a parent, you decide when your kid is old enough or mature enough or responsible enough to do that. You decide when that time is. And then you go through with them and teach them the ins and outs of it. Teach them the safety. Let them shoot them. Let them load them. Let them teach them how to clean them and how to care for them, right? What it is, if you kill the curiosity, then all of a sudden the firearms aren't this taboo thing that they get yelled at every time they think that they want to touch one. And then, if you lock your firearms upright and be responsible, but when you leave your house, your kids aren't going to go run looking for the one thing that they're told they can't touch, right? Because you've killed the curiosity. You've made it not taboo. And then eventually, you don't know, right? They could be over at their friend's house and their friend gets out a gun. And then your kid goes, whoa, we shouldn't be doing this. And he knows enough to leave, right? He's handled them before. He knows enough to leave. Or maybe he sees a gun there and he knows how to handle it safely and correctly, or he knows not to touch it, or whatever you have discussed with them, depending on the age of the child. It's all about teaching responsibility, teaching safety. That's how we're going to be able to further our Second Amendment rights in the future and raise up a whole another generation of Second Amendment supporters, freedom lovers, gun lovers, you name it, right? But we need to raise up responsible gun owners. That's what we need to do, and we should lead by example. So there's that. That's my pedestal. I know it's not one of the most informative or fun podcasts, but I said this was last minute. You guys almost didn't get one this weekend, and that's not a threat. It's just honest. I said I've been working a bunch, doing a bunch of different things, and so I jumped on here and threw out 30-minute one. So please be understanding. It is the season of understanding, and it is Christmas, and hopefully everyone's making it a point to spend some time with their families. And if you do, great. Have a great conversation. If you get firearms, be safe with them. Teach your kids about them. And I want to give you a big shout out, a big shout out, a big thank you for supporting me and listening and subscribing to the podcast. I've had people send lots of comments and thanks. I have people who joined Patreon. I really appreciate it. I've got people that have donated equipment and their knowledge and information and helped me get the podcast up and running, as far as donating, like I said, equipment or setting up sound bites or making my intro music. And I really, really do appreciate all the help that I get and all the support that I receive. And if you listen to this on as a podcast form and you want to share it with your family and friends, you want to put it on your social media, that'd be absolutely fantastic. When I do the YouTube live, you can actually share the YouTube channel as well. I do appreciate that. And like always, I do value all the comments. I do value all the questions. You can get a hold of me anytime. You can call, you can text, area code 620-794-6223. That's area code 620-794-6223. You can find the podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, anywhere that you can find a podcast, you can find the Patriot Defense Podcast. And I'm sitting in the war room right now, obviously, and I'm looking around, and I just realized it has gotten cold out. We were like 14 degrees the other morning. We have had some snow. And I was looking at my guns earlier today because I had a class, and the guns, they're getting dirty. And if you've been a listener of this podcast for any amount of time, you will understand that how much I hate cleaning guns. I absolutely hate cleaning guns. And I don't do it very often. In fact, I do it once a year if I can get away with it. So now I think the stars are getting ready to align, and all we need is some snow. We need some snowfall. We need a blizzard, something on a Sunday. I need snowfall or a blizzard, nasty weather, fog, something that's going to keep me from going out and running, something that's going to be cold enough that I don't want to do anything, that all I want to do is come out, turn on the heat in the man cave, and turn on a movie and sit here and clean all my guns. Because I guarantee you, me cleaning my guns, that is a day-long, that is an all-day process. My guns, it's an all-day process. I'll clean them all once, right? I'll clean them all once, and then I'm good for the year. That's the way I look at it. And it's, again, do as I say, not as I do. Go clean your guns way more than that. Don't be like me. You don't want to have to put that much effort into cleaning your guns. Not like the effort that I have to put into it. In fact, I have to get a razor blade out and do a lot of scratching, chiseling away of built up carbon. And you don't want to experience that. But the stars have almost aligned, and it's almost time for me to get that done. So I'm not going to lie and say I look forward to it, because honestly, I do not. So anyhow, I'm going to sign off for today. Sorry it's such a short one. You got 30 minutes of quality podcast entertainment. I don't know how entertaining it was, but you got 30 minutes of me talking on the podcast. So take it as you will. Everyone have a good Christmas. I'm going to try to get another one out before the holidays. So there you go. Everyone have a great week. Spend time with your families. Thanks again. Bye.